God is faithful. He always keeps his promises. But when he does, do we recognize it? Hello and welcome to another daily devotion from Hope Lutheran Church. Today we're finishing up Genesis chapter 33. We're picking it up here in verse 15. So Esau said, "Let me leave with you some of the people who are with me." But he said, "What need is there? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord." So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. But Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built himself a house, and made booths for his livestock. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, on his way from Padan Aram, and he camped before the city. And from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, he bought for 100 pieces of money the piece of land on which he had pitched his tent. There he erected an altar and called it El Elohe Israel. You might remember Jacob, when he was running away from Esau because Esau wanted to kill him, had that vision from God, that dream in which he saw the ladder and angels ascending and descending, and God had made a promise to Jacob. I will bless you, I will bring you back to this land, and you will worship me here. God had kept his promise. God was faithful. And so now what does Jacob do? Well, he sets up camp. And so they call the place Sukkoth. That means, tents, tabernacles, booths. That's what that word means in Hebrew. And then he buys this land, and he sets up an altar, and he worships God. Because he's giving thanks to God for the promises kept, for the faithfulness that God has shown to him. Well, God has been faithful to us, hasn't he? And when God is faithful, do we recognize that? We're good at seeing those times where we think, well, God, why aren't you answering my prayer? Why aren't you granting that which I have asked? But when God has given us that for which we have prayed, do we give thanks to him? Do we recognize that? When God has been faithful to his promises, do we stop and worship him and give him thanks? Consider today how God has been faithful to you. Give him praise, give him thanks, give him glory, because he is worthy of that. And when we do, it is good for us. It's good for our faith because we recognize where all blessings come from. It's good for us because it helps us to be thankful, and it puts the perspective in the right way, that all good things come from the Lord. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. God's blessings. Have a great day. I look forward to spending more time in God's Word with you again tomorrow.